Hey guys, SubakSupreme here with another Pokemon battle against Mefesto. So, enjoy. Alright, so I lead off with my Chandelure, Torchwood, nice little Plants vs. Zombie reference there, it's a fun game. And he leads off with his Bronzong. Now, I don't really like to over-predict on the first turn, so I just go for the straight-out Fire Blast, which is good. He does over-predict in Sand. I guess he was going to get his, like, rocks out or something. But anyway, it is a nice one at KO. And this thing would really wall my team if it was left alive. So, it is a great that it's out. Right, first game. Nice 6-5 right from the gang. So, he goes into his Politoed, and I do have to switch, because I am Choice Scarfed and locked into Fire Blast, so I do go into my Gyarados so I can take anything he dishes out. And I get a nice little Intimidate, not that matters. But he does predict my switch and goes into his Thundurus. Now, since I'm a Gyarados, and these things don't like electric types, I get the hell out of there and go into my Tyranitar, knowing I can take a Thunder, and I'll get my own Sand up at the same time. So he does go for the Thunder, missing. Now, I just go for the straight-out Ice Beam, knowing that it should do a good chunk to him because I'm a normal mixed Tyranitar, but he predicts that and goes out into his Politoed, but it was kind of an obvious play, so can't really blame him. So I go for the Ice Beam, and not very effective, but it gets the Freeze, which is like, oh yeah, that's just great. So if it stays frozen the rest of the round, I'm like, permanent Sand, yeah, and this thing won't be able to touch me. So I do go for the Fire Blast, predicting his switch into Scizor, like Tyranitar's #1 enemy, but he does stand. I'm so glad that mixed, because he would have done thought. I'm like, no, and like probably just like hit me with a Scald. So I do go for the Crunch, just eat as much out of it as I can, and I do get the defense drop. So I'm just getting hacks all over the place. It's pretty nice. So I'm like, don't want him to thought and just kill me. So I go into my Ferrothorn during this. Now, it does have the Focus Blast, which is great that I avoided it. This is a banded Ferrothorn, which you really don't see. No one ever expects these things. So now, so I don't have to deal with this Thundurus for much longer, I just go for the straight-out Stealth Rock. And now, since I am locked into that, I have to leave. So I do go back to my Scarf Chandelure. I'm like, alright. Even though the rain is up, I should be able to hit it with the Shadow Ball, but he goes for the Nasty Plot. So this thing's pretty much death fodder to Scout to set at this point after seeing Nasty Plot. It's like, I'm just thinking, this thing is gonna rape my team. Nasty Plot, Thundurus. In the rain, stab Thunder. It's gonna get work done. So Chandelure does go down. It did get a kill though, so that's very nice. And I'm like, he has the Life Orb. It's not over yet. So go into my Tyranitar to speed up the process with the Sand, and now I know I can bait him into the Focus Blast, because these things usually have it, and I go into my Rheoniculus, knowing I can take a Focus Blast, which he does, and it misses, which doesn't matter. Now, this is a Calm Mind Rheoniculus, but normally, I kind of changed him up. I'm using the Trick Room one now, but which, if I did get a Trick Room up, I don't think it really would have mattered, because he just would have brought in his Scizor, but I do survive that. Knowing there's no point in Calm Mind, just go for the Psyshock, which does kill his Thundurus. Which, I thought, if there was, like, leftovers something, that thing would have been much harder to deal with. So I get my leftovers, not that it really matters. And he does go into his Bug, so it really doesn't matter. This thing is just a half-eaten jelly bean at this point. And he does go for the Pursuit, but I'm not going to leave anyway, because it's kind of obvious if he brought that in, it's going to Pursuit. And it does get a crit, which really doesn't matter. So now, Scissors are really scary, so I just go into my Gyarados, get that nice Intimidate bonus. And he will have to leave, because he's obviously locked in Pursuit. Only the banded versions have Pursuit. So he goes into his Latios, and now these things are scary. Half his team is scary. It's a scary freaking rain team.
Scary rain team.
It's a scary rain team. Again. Anyway, so I get a Dragonites off, so I can outspeed this thing. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna outspeed this thing. Hopefully get a nice Rain Boost attack, but he is Scarfed, because I should be able to outspeed that thing, so he most likely will kill me with the Draco Meteor. But no, I live with an epic 70 HP, so I just go for the Rain Boosted Waterfall, and it does resist it, but in the rain, it should be, like, neutral. So that did it did a pretty good chunk, and he is also hurt by Sandstorm, so he won't be around for too much longer. So I do withdraw now, so I can use that as Death Fodder and, like, get the little Intimidate boost on something later. And he does just go for the Draco Meteor to try to finish me off, which I kind of thought he would at that point, so I go into my Ferrothorn to take it. Now, I'm not really sure what he's gonna do, so I go for the Bulldoze, predicting the Scissor switching, but he goes into his Politoed for some odd reason, which is weird. So I guess expecting a Gyro Ball or just to set up entry hazards, get his rain back up. So I go for the Bulldoze, which you know it's a Bandit set when you see freaking Bulldoze. Now, you don't use this move very much on the Bandit set, but it does help if, like, Heatran or Magazone decides to come and, like, try to kick your ass. So anyway, I go back out into my Gyarados' Death Fodder, but he does go for the Hypnosis, which really doesn't matter because I have a Lumberry. And even if this did fall asleep, I really don't care. This is Death Fodder. I really don't care what happens to this thing at this point. But now that I am awake, I'm gonna bounce all over the place. Yeah, you know you got them good Gyarados when it's hopping all about. And I do avoid the Scald, which is weird, because when he was frozen earlier, he could have just done the Scald to unthaw himself, but it really doesn't matter now, does it? So now he does go for the Scald again, and it does kill me. And down goes my Gyarados. So really, now he is a bulky Politoed, obviously, with Hypnosis and such, so I go into my Menshao, and he goes into the Glycer knowing he can take anything I can dish out. But I do have the Hidden Power Ice, actually. But I just go for the Fake Out, because it's, like, the obvious move. So, yes, like I said before, I do have the Hidden Power Ice, but if he carries the Protect, I don't want him to see that. So I just U-turn out and let him think that I'm, like, a helpless little Menshao. So now I go back into my Ferrothorn, because Banded, I should be able to kill this thing with like a 2-KO. So he is the Swords Dance version. I know it can take like a normal, so now that is kind of scary. It's like, oh, I probably should just went for the Hidden Power Ice there. Would have killed this thing. So he does have the Protect there, which I do see. So now I know. And he does, alright, so now he goes for the second Swords Dance. So I'm like, oh no, something's getting hit. So I just continue to go for the power-up to use this as Death Fodder. And it does actually a huge chunk. I'm like, whoa, that's actually a 2-hit KO right there. So he does go for the Protect. So I'm just going to Power Whip away at this point. If I'm Death Fodder, I'm Death Fodder. Ferrothorn did a good job. That's it. So now he hits me with the +4 Earthquake. It's like, no, live. And yes, I live. And that is why this thing is broken. You know you're broken when you can survive a +4 Stab Earthquake and then kill back with a neutral Power Whip. That's how you know you're boss. So he does go into a Scissor, and I have 36 HP left. I'm just going to use myself as Death Fodder. But since he went for the U-turn, I get to see what he sends in and have the switch advantage on him, which is very nice. So he does go back into his Politoed, which is starting to kind of bother me. But it is getting very low, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem for long. Now, it is a bulky set with Hypnosis, Focus Blast, and Scald as far as I know. And so I just go into my Menshao, but predicting him to think I'm going to Fake Out, I just go for the High Jump Kick, knowing whatever comes in, or if he stays in, something's going to die from High Jump Kick. So I just go for the High Jump Kick, which does kill Scissor, because if I did go for the Fake Out, Scissor would have just swept my team and it would have been a good game. So now he does go back into his Latios, but I'm thinking I need my Menshao to just fake it out later. So I go into my Tyranitar to get the Sand back up, which will also lower its livability. And he just goes for the Surf, which I'm like, insane. Tyranitars are boss with their special defense. That Surf did freaking nothing. If that was a Specs, it would have been a nice 2-hit KO, but that is not the case. So I should be able to KO with the Crunch, or just do good damage to the Politoed. So he does come in, and he does get his Rain back up, which really sucks. But this Crunch should be a KO. I'm like, yeah, okay, KO time right here. And he lives with, like, what is that? Is that, like, 1 HP? That, like, it's like, oh no. So I'm going to be starving this thing. It's like, alright, I don't really need my Tyranitar much more at this point. My plan is just to have Menshao and Fake Out, but he uses Hypnosis. I'm like, no, that like just threw a monkey wrench in my plan. I'm like, shit. Because now, he'll just kill this off with Scald, and when my Menshao comes in, I won't be able to get my nice little Fake Out off on his, Latios. So he does go for the Scald. Even though it's in the rain, I'm thinking, alright, their Tyranitars are kind of bulky, I might be able to take it. But I will never get to figure that out because he gets the crit. So now I'm in my last suit. I'm like, oh, good game. It's over. So I'm just like, alright, let's just see what I can do. So I do go for the fake out. It's like, I might as well. And it doesn't even kill. So these things are it's freaking bulky. It's like, not even the fake out kills. It's like, really? So now I'm just like, alright, now I'm gonna just kick that thing in the face like I wanted to do, like, first time I was sent out. And it does that. So I'm like, alright, good game. He's just gonna come with, like, a Draco Meteor or something. Good game. But then the epic Stealth Rocks just destroy him. And that will be the game. Alright, so that was a great game. Check Mefesto. He's a great battler. The link to his channel and his side of the battle will be below. Also, for our question of the day, we are going to do a Nuzlocke challenge, and I would like you as the viewers to decide what version we're going to do, like fire red, leaf green, like black or white, any of those. Anyway, so that was a great battle. As I said, do all your like great comment, subscribe stuff, as I said before. Can't say that enough. And be sure to check Mefesto out. Again, just double checking. Alright. So, peace out. I will see you guys later. And have a good day.